What's the crack, lads, and that's your boy KnightRider91 back again with another video. And in today's video we're going to be doing the #1 mod you can do to your Stunt Grom, which is the oil pump mod. Now I got this oil pump mod from Grom Beardo. I'll leave a link in the description. But you really need this mod if you are planning to wheelie your Grom for longer periods of time. That way the engine doesn't starve of oil and you risk blowing it up. So the first things that you want to do is obviously get the tools that you're going to be using and also lay the Grom down flat on the ground so that you can access the oil pump. Once the Grom is on the side comfortably and not being damaged, the first thing that you want to do is wind in the clutch cable. That way it'll give you some play in order to disconnect it from the clutch arm. Once that's done, then you want to go ahead and undo all of the bolts that are holding the cover in place, making sure to organize the bolts as you take them out so you don't lose track of them. And as well as that, then take care of some of the brackets that are holding the cables and the bracket that's holding the clutch cable as well. Now you might not need to do this. I did because of the stunt frame that I have, but I had to take off the pegs that are at the side of the bike there. So you can see undoing the main nut here, and there is a bolt on the other side. Sometimes you have to hold that in place in order to undo it, and the bottom bolt as well that's holding the pegs here. So by undoing those two bolts and lifting up the pegs, I'm able to essentially pull the cover off and get access to the spinner and the oil pump as well. So the next thing that you want to do is undo these 3 bolts that are holding the oil pump. And once you have them out, then you want to go ahead and pull the fuel pump up nice and gently. Do take note that there is dowels that sit in 2 of the spots for the oil pump, and the high flow oil pump that I got from I think it's TAKEGAWA, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, comes with longer dowel pins that you want to essentially place into where these sit. Now as you can see here, the bend on the oil pump here is different than what it needs to be, so it should be a lot straighter, and there is a hole that the I suppose pipe will need to go into under the clutch basket there. Here you can see I was struggling to get the pump into place. I was wondering how it's meant to go in, if the bend was wrong, but it turns out that my pump got, I suppose, pushed around in the shipment process.
2 hours later,
and the pipe got bent, so I bent it back into place, and as you can see here, it sits properly. It goes into the hole that's there, and the pump is sitting nicely on where it's meant to be. Once you make sure that the dowel pins are replaced, you can put in the 3 bolts that you've taken out and just nice and snugly tighten them up. So once they're all nice and tight, you can go ahead and put the cover back on, making sure that the cover actually sits nice and flush, that the gasket isn't kinked anywhere, and that you haven't caught any cables or wires. And from then it's just a matter of putting all the bolts back in, making sure that all the wires, all the brackets are in place, and that the clutch cable bracket is in place as well, and tightening everything up. And like I said, I then have to tighten up the pegs since I had to take that off to get the cover off. Okay, so that's basically the install done and complete. As long as you're happy and everything is back in place and back tight. As well as that, then don't forget to put on the clutch cable and obviously wind it in afterwards. So the next thing we're going to do is check the oil pump. So put the bike upright and take off this little cover here that will essentially allow you to see the oil being pumped around the engine. So once that's off, you want to go ahead and start the bike and just look at that area to see if the oil is being pumped around. Now I obviously cut this clip. The bike did run for some time before the oil started pumping, but you can see there that it's being shot out of the flow hole there. So we can put everything back together, tidy up, and then take the bike out for a spin. So the oil pump has been installed. Bike is still running, which I'm assuming it works. I did check the flow and it was getting oil, so I got this far as well. Alright, let's pull over and see if anything's leaking. Well, everything looks good. Yeah. See if I remember how to wheelie. Jeez, it's been a while. Oh, I missed this. Yeah, looks like it's working. Nice. Beautiful. I'm gonna go fill up some petrol, but happy enough with that. Pump is working. I haven't lost it. Summer's coming. I think it's time to learn both feet up. And that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.